"Take me home tonight, or you will not have a job tomorrow," the CEO whispered. And in that second, she realized silence would be her only weapon. "Take me home, or you are fired." The words slid into the quiet. Space between them, soft and casual, as if they meant nothing at all. But they landed with force. They wrapped around her chest and tightened. Stealing the easy air she had been breathing just moments before, she stood still at the bar. One hand resting on the counter, the glass cooled against her palm. Laughter rolled through the room. Music hummed low and steady. People leaned close to share stories that would be forgotten by morning. No one noticed the shift inside her. No one saw the moment her life split in two before and after. Her name was Maya Reynolds. She was not loud. She was not flashy. She carried herself with the quiet strength of someone who had learned early that survival often depended on staying calm when the world pressed in. The man beside her was Evan, Cross CEO. The name alone carried weight. It opened doors. It ended careers. He stood close enough for her to smell his cologne, sharp and expensive, a scent that did not belong in a place like this. His smile was smooth, practiced, confident in its power. Maya did not answer. She did not step back. She did not nod. Her stillness unsettled him for just a moment, though he did not yet know why. She had come to the bar for peace. After long days filled with meetings and deadlines, she wanted an hour where she was not an assistant, not a fixer, not invisible. She wore simple clothes, nothing that called for attention. Her hair was pulled back. Her shoulders were tired. When she noticed Evan earlier that night, she hoped he would not see her. She hoped the crowd would swallow her. It did not. He leaned closer, repeating himself with a tone that pretended to be light. Stress talk. Office jokes. A suggestion framed as a favor. The meaning underneath stayed sharp and clear. Maya felt eyes brush past them without stopping. Bystanders chose comfort over courage. Glasses clinked. Someone laughed too loudly nearby. Silence became a wall around her. She turned her head just enough to look at him. Her face showed nothing. Years of control held steady. That silence came from somewhere deep. Maya had learned it long before she stepped into a corporate office. She grew up in a small apartment that always smelled faintly of soap and old paper. Her mother worked nights, coming home with tired eyes and steady hands. Her father had left early, leaving behind lessons taught through absence rather than words. Maya learned to be responsible fast. She learned to read people before trusting them. She learned that power often spoke softly when it thought it could win. School was her escape. The quiet of libraries. The comfort of rules that applied equally. She studied hard, not because it was easy, but because it was necessary. When her mother fell ill during her final year of college, Maya took on extra work, late shifts, and early mornings. Sleep became optional. Quitting was not. The scent of cleaning spray and coffee blended into her memory from those years. So did the ache in her legs after standing all day. She carried those experiences with her when she entered the workforce. She carried discipline. She carried patience at the company. She became essential without being seen. She knew schedules, systems, habits. She noticed patterns others ignored. She stayed late. She fixed mistakes that were not hers. She learned which emails mattered and which smiles were false. Evan Cross rose quickly. He spoke well. He charmed investors. He praised culture and values while bending rules behind closed doors. Maya noticed the quiet exits, the sudden resignations, the looks exchanged in hallways when his name came up. She kept notes, not out of fear, but habit, times, requests, changes. She had learned that memory fades, but records do not. Back at the bar, Evan waited for her answer. When she still did not speak, he smiled wider, assuming control. Maya nodded once, slow, deliberate. He took it as agreement, as submission. As victory, they left separately. That night, Maya did not sleep. She sat at her kitchen table, the room lit only by a single lamp. The city outside hummed softly. Her laptop opened, her fingers steady. She did not write about feelings. She wrote facts. She traced patterns that stretched back months. Late-night messages that crossed lines, requests framed as jokes, promotions promised and pulled away. She organized files. She backed them up. She sent copies to places Evan could not reach. In the days that followed, Evan tested her silence. He questioned her work in meetings. He added tasks with impossible deadlines. He smiled when she stayed late to meet them. Maya did not complain. She delivered. Her calm unsettled him. Silence, when unbroken, can be louder than protest. She noticed a small gesture during one meeting. A senior analyst paused when Evan spoke, his pen hovering just above the page. A look passed between them. A crack in the wall. Maya remembered his name. The tension built. Emails grew colder. Deadlines tighter. The pressure constant. Then came the notice. A full company meeting. Mandatory attendance. No explanation. The room filled with familiar faces. The air smelled like coffee and polish. Conversations stayed quiet. Maya took a seat near the middle, notebook resting on her lap. Evan stood at the front, confident as ever. He spoke about growth, about values, about respect. His voice carried smoothly across the room. Maya listened. Her pulse stayed even. Halfway through, the door opened. No announcement. No interruption. Just presence. A woman from compliance entered first. Then to legal representatives. Then members of the board. The room shifted. Chairs stilled. Breath caught. Evan stopped speaking. What followed was not loud. It did not need to be. Findings were presented. Timelines appeared. Patterns connected. Anonymous reports aligned too neatly to deny. Policies were read aloud, calm and clear. Maya watched Evan shrink without a word raised against him. One statement settled heavily over the room. Authority does not erase responsibility. Another followed, quieter but sharper. Silence from fear is not consent. Evan tried to speak. He was gently stopped. The decision came without drama. His role ended that day. No applause followed, no cheers. Just a deep, collective release. People stood slowly. Some looked at Maya, some did not. She remained seated, calm, still. Later, the senior analyst approached her. He did not thank her loudly. He simply nodded. Respect did not need explanation. In the weeks that followed, change spread. Systems tightened. Voices grew steadier. People stayed. Maya was offered advancement, support, space to choose. She accepted what aligned with her values and declined the rest. One evening, she returned to the same bar. The lighting felt softer now, the noise less sharp. She sat with a drink and let the quiet settle. Power had tried to break her. In a whisper, she answered with patience, because dignity does not need to shout, because silence, when chosen, can become strength. If this story stayed with you, share where you are watching from. Share what silence has taught you. And subscribe for more stories about quiet courage, moral strength, and the power of standing firm when no one else is watching.